What's going on, guys? It's your boy Matt back at it again with another trading recap video of the $2,000 small account challenge that I've been doing for about a week and a half now. As you guys can see in today's trading session, I am up about $541, which is pretty good. As you guys remember, I started with $2,000, grew the account to $6,000 in about a week, and last week, Thursday, I had a $2,000 loss. That's $2,000 loss, and what happened was that I didn't commission onto that. That put my account from $6,000 to $3,500, and after that, I was managed to dig myself out of that hole. And as you guys can see, the account is up back at $5,000. So I'm confident I'll be able to pass that 6,000 this week. Slowly but surely. I had to modify my strategy a lot. I had to focus and cut out all the other really bad trades that I've been doing. Anyway, let's just get right into it. I'll just go through the trades that I took, and I'll explain the ideas and the trader mentality behind it, and you guys will be able to see the actual trading live footage in the next section. All right, the first trade that I took was AL. As you guys can see, AL was the first one that I took. Now, the reason why I took this is because, as you guys can see, it gapped down from yesterday from 1320 area. It's opening with a gap down into the 1270s. The reason why I had a starter and added here is because I was using that as a guide. So my strategy was, okay, it looks weak. I'm going to capitalize on that weakness. So I went and had a starter here. I wanted to push to that level. It pushed, but what happened was, as you guys can see, it pushed and got rejected into that candle. So when I saw that weakness rejection, it means add time. I added the extra shares that I had, and then I took it here. Now, hindsight is 2020. I should have waited. I would have made more money, but I didn't. I took it here for a quick $160 profit. Now, one of the reasons why I didn't take half and let the half run is, which I usually always do, is because I was in actually another trade and I was a bit distracted, so I took everything off. All right, the next trade that I took was PIC. So this was a trade that I took on Friday as well. It was good. I made a little bit of money on a Friday. For this one, I got in here for short. As you guys can see, it looks like it wanted to drop, but it didn't. It was holding up nicely, and I didn't like how it was holding up in the level 2, so I got out, and as you guys can see, it went higher. So I got out on this one for a $9 loss. So I lost $9 on that. The next trade that I took was JFK. JFK, let's go. All right, so this one here, the first, I had a starter there, which was terrible, because what I did on this one is as soon as it popped, I saw it, bam, I'm right in. You shouldn't do that. You have to take your time. You'd rather miss out than get burned, right? Than lose money on it, essentially. Anyway, so I got in there, and then I added into that, which is a good thing, adding into that, because I was able to take it for the VWAP bounce for a little bit of profit. I made almost $30 on that trade. The next trade that I took was CLSK. Now, a lot of people traded this in the chat room and all of that. I mean, I wasn't too happy on how I traded it, but it was a trade and I took it. Anyway, this thing ran up into a halt, opened. Now again, I had another table starter, 300 shares right at the bottom. And then I added into this knowing it cannot have unsustainable parabolic moves with this kind of volume, right? So, I mean, some of them do, but this particular stock don't. That's why, more experienced traders would know the previous runners. So if it's a previous runner, obviously I'll be more cautious into having a starter, right? But this thing is not really, I wouldn't consider it as a parabolic runner. So had a starter there, added on the backside. I took off and then added, took off, shorted again, and then took off the way down, right? And then shorted here and took off. So all in all, CLSK, I made $150 on that, and then $33 on the second trade. Now, the next one I took was VVPR. All right, VVPR. So this one, I actually had a really, really good starter here. I was watching this one as well, but I didn't know why I didn't had second entry on it. Had a good starter, but I took it way too fast on this one. So that's one of the things I'm trying to balance, because when you're growing a small account, what you have to do is whenever there's a gain on the table, you gotta lock it in. But you have to find a balance between taking it too quick and taking it at the appropriate time, where you're not, letting stuff bounce. Like if I held this, obviously bounce back up, I would have been scared out into that, right? So you want to take it into this. You want to take it when you have the money, but also you want to live in a little bit more shares in case this thing goes, a lot more than what you anticipated. So I made a mistake on this one, taking the profit too early. All right, so the next trade that I took was this one here. ICAG1. All right, so now with this particular stock, as you guys can see, it went parabolic. Now this is a clear definition of a stock going further than you think. I did not anticipate, I was looking at the real chart, I did not anticipate, this is the real chart. It never ever went like this before, right? So I was not anticipating that. So what ended up happening was here, as you guys can see, I had an early start. You guys would be able to see the live video full on. I didn't cut this trade out on purpose because I want you guys to understand that little bit of level 2 reading where it changed the momentum here and the momentum changed there and the momentum changed there. And I want you guys to go through the video and focus on what this is doing and what this is doing. So that's why I left the whole unedited video of this particular trade. Anyway, I had a starter there, I added there, and then these two candles, pretty much it went from $9 all the way to almost $15. So that's almost a $6 candle on two of them in 2 minutes. I didn't see that coming. So anyway, so I had a 300 starters. I added into that. The mistake here again, I should have waited for the backside and I should have been adding the backside. So the trade would have been on this one. Okay, you shouldn't have a starter here, but if you do, because you should have a starter when you see weakness into this. But if you had a starter, have 100 shares, small amount of shares, right? Let it run, but your majority of add would be on the backside. The reason why I emphasize the backside is because if it starts to go up, you have a set risk where you gotta cut it. But here, if you don't see this part, you don't know where this is gonna return from. On a yearly chart, there's nothing that's indicating that it's gonna return from this. So this is trading blindly based on the level 2. If you are an advanced trader, I know some people who nail this. They're really good at level 2 reading and stuff like that, so they'll be able to pick this apart pretty well. But I'm not that good. Anyway, so I had a starter there, added, cut half there, and then I let the rest wash. I did a great job into reading this momentum shift right here, where I saw the momentum shifting and I took it off. That put me I was down $2,300 on this trade. $2,300, that's a lot of money to be down. So when I took the profit here, I was up $200 on a day, right? So which was pretty good. And then I shorted here, and then I covered into that. Shorted here again, covered into that. I think that puts me about $500 or something like that on a day. Anyway, so this trade right here, when I was down that much, I was down $2,300, but I managed to close that particular trade for $186 loss. Right, and the next trade that I got into it from here to that one, I made $227 on it. And then I got back in again, I made $14, and I got back in again, I made $150. And I got back in again, I lost $8. I said I had enough with this thing, and then I stopped there, which would have been somewhere here, that one. Anyway, the next trade that I took was CLSK again. Let's see what happened with CLSK. Same thing, it would have been this trade. I think I made like $20 on it. Now, so by the time that's done, I was up about $650 on a day, which was okay for a small account like mine. I managed to take in a trade after market, which I need to stop doing, and I give back a lot, well, a lot more than I wanted to. So I got back into this, shorted there, small amount, added again. As you can see, anything on this side is just short. And then I had to cut it into this. It's the same area, but that put me $83 down. And then I got back in a second time on it, and then I lost $50. So I just lost $120 on just that trade. And then I got back in again, made 27, got back in again, lost $6, I got back in again. And then I was like, you know what, I had enough. I'm not going to touch this thing. Let it go without me. Because I kept going in and out, in and out. What that does is I'm just racking up commission for nothing, right? No gains, a little bit of loss. The next thing I traded, now this is how you know I was frustrated, because I got in Tesla. Tesla is a stock that I cut out of my trade, right? Because for my account size, it's just not healthy to get into it. So I got in it. I made $12 on a day, which is okay, but again, terrible. I shouldn't have traded it. You have to stick with the rules. Anyway, guys, that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, please, please, please subscribe to my channel. Like the videos. It would help me get more viewers. It would help me put out more educational content for you guys. And there's a couple of videos coming up about how to collect data, and the data that are already collected. I want to share it with you guys. Just like and subscribe to my channel. Now the next part would be the live trading part. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Okay guys, welcome to the live trading part of this video. As you guys can see, I am in a trade, 300 shares of WAL. You guys will be looking at this level two right here. Now, my trade plan with this play is using that 1320 as a risk level, and also as an area to trade off of. So as the stock goes higher, as it approaches that 1320 area, the more shares I'll add. But when you add, you don't want to add into this front side. You want to be adding into this back side right here, because now it has already picked, and you add into the back side. Let's just fast forward here. Now this is another trade that just popped in the scanner. I am in 300 shares. It's JFK, and I'm holding it, hoping this would wash. Let's just fast forward. All right, back to WAL. Now this trade, as you guys can see, it's working. It has cracked, and I'm trying to take profits here. I am completely out for $160 profit from AL. Now this is another stock that just popped in the scanner. As you guys can see, this thing is halted. I'm just keeping an eye on it in case this thing goes up. So out of the halt, I just had a starter shares here, 300 shares. I'm letting it go up. I'm not panicking. It's not dramatically going up, but also it's not dropping. So as you guys can see, I am down $150 on it. It's going higher. I added. Just gonna fast forward here a little bit. So I'm holding 600 shares at the moment, both JFK and CLSK. I added in CLSK, and now I am holding 900 shares with 1271 average. I'm just waiting for this thing to drop to my average. When you're trading like this, there's a lot of sitting down and waiting around. When you're down like $200 or $300, $400, you're still sitting down and letting the trade work. A lot of the people, when they see themselves down a certain amount, even though it's well within the risk management perimeters you set up, they take the loss, and the stock would come and goes into their favor. So what you got to do is, if you have a plan, stick with it, sit down, let the stock do what it does. This going up and down, ultimately, if you know where it's going to go, stay patient. And I know this thing is going to come down, because it just went from $10, $10.60 area to almost $13.40. So now, as you guys can see, I am taking in a little bit of profit as I have it. I took in 200 shares just to minimize the risk level, because right now it's at VWAP and it could bounce from VWAP. That's why I am downsizing. Now I'm only holding 700 shares, not 900 shares. So I'm up $160 on a day, locked in. This thing is going my favor. I'm just gonna let it work. But I always like to take profits as I have them, as the stock is giving it to me. As you guys can see, I'm getting ready to take another 200 shares here. Trying to figure out which level I should take it at, because you want to take it at as support levels. Yes, if I held the whole 900 shares, I would have made more money, but I don't feel like that's the way to trade for me. I feel like when I have the profits, I'll take some and I'll let the rest run. The reason why I do that is sometimes if you don't take it, it would bounce back. It would go higher than you expected. And what ended up happening is you would end up turning a winning trade into a losing trade. So for me, the way to mitigate that is by taking the money when I have it. No one goes broke by taking money. But if you don't take it and nothing goes against you, you can go broke. As you guys can see, a little bit of bounce here. Staying patient, this is what it requires. As you guys can see, majority of the time, my daily unrealized right here is in reds. But every time it gives me green, I take it. Right, and a lot of people, what they want to see is they want to see a lot of greens at the start, and that's all they want to see. But that's not the reality of trading. So as you guys can see, I took in more. Now I'm only holding 500 shares. Now this is a really good area to take it because it's VWAP. It could potentially bounce, so lock in some gains. Now I am up 200 bucks on a day, locked in, and $350 unrealized gains. Looks very weak, and I'm paying extra attention to the level 2 because I don't want this thing to gain momentum and pick up and go higher. As you guys can see, it's dropping further, and I'm thinking about taking more profits. So here I'm taking 100 shares, trying to. Now I am only holding 400 shares. I took some of JFK as well. I'm also holding 400 shares from JFK. So it looks like so far it's working, but this area where I have the lines, this is a support level. So as you guys can see, it's not dropping any lower than that. What I should have done is I should have taken some profit here as well, the same thing as I did at the VWAP area. I'm thinking about taking some profits, but I'm not. So this would be a really good opportunity right here to take some profit. Just fast forward a little bit here. As you guys can see, I didn't take profits at that level. So went higher, I added. Now I am all out of that trade for $324 gain on the day. I'm just going to fast forward to the next trade. Alright guys, this is another stock that just hit the scanner. This is an OTC trade, so it's it trades very differently. You gotta know what you're doing to make money on this. For me, right here, I had a terrible starter. I should have had a 200 or 100 share starter for the account size that I have, because never, if you short in the front side, always go into a very small amount of shares, right? And wait as high as it goes. Now, as you guys can see, I am already down $200. I just chopped my daily gains by half, right? So front side, remember, smaller share size, and you want this thing as high as it goes before you even have a starter. So my mistake right here was to have a 300 share starter on a stock that is moving as dramatically as this one is, right? As you guys can see, I am down $450 on it, which means that puts me at $32 down on a day. And it looks like it's not stopping, so I'm thinking about adding, because I want this thing to go higher. I don't want it to go unlimited higher. I don't want it to go crazy on me, but I want it to go higher so I can go on full size. Even though I'm down right now, I am not panicking. I am not, I'm only down 500 bucks. I'm only down almost $100 for the day. So I'm not panicking. I'm comfortable. I'm actually happy that it came up, so it gives me an area to add. Now looks like the volume is picking up. I'm a little bit worried, but I'm still comfortable because being down $200 in a day is not a big deal. Now it's ballooning on my face. So now it really accelerated, and I'm down $1,000 on it. $1,000 with only 300 shares. I added into this. Now I am in 600 shares with an average of 1020. Now the mistake that I have here is right now I'm fighting the front side. I am fighting the front side. And I don't know how high this can go right now. So this is a terrible trade on my part. As you guys can see, I am down almost $2,000. Almost $2,000 on a day. And I'm holding 600 shares, which makes things only worse. So I'm trying to take half here. I'm saying I can't let this go to, $7,000, $8,000 negative. I can't let this blow me out. So I'm trying to manage the risk here, trying to exit. But when you're trading OTC, they won't let you out. So as you guys can see, I am down $2,382 on a day. I just took half off, which means I add about $1,000 loss right there. When that happened, I add about 1,000 something loss. $1,100 loss I add up. So I'm down $1,400 down on the day. I'm still holding. Now it's giving me the backside. So what I should have done is if I had 100 shares starter, right, I would have been able to add right here at the backside. Right, I would have been, my average would have been, that $13, $12 area. I would have been comfortable using that $14 as a risk, right? Because then the sky is very clear, right? When it's the front side, there's no limit. But when you're on the back side, you have a kind of a roof overhead that you're looking at, you playing off of. So as you guys can see, it's dropping down. I knew it was going to do this. What I didn't know is how high it was going to go. I underestimated those two candles that went from $9 to $15. I was not expecting that. So now I'm holding. I'm a little bit green on it. I'm only $600 down on the day. It's dropping further. Now the mistake that I made on this particular trade is having a larger starter size and also adding on a very bad spot. I should have been adding. I should have waited for the backside and added. Rather than adding, I should have cut on that. Right? If I cut 150 shares, then when I add on the backside, I would have been able to add 450 shares. But right now, I'm not adding. I'm just sitting on the 300 shares. I just add up a big loss, and I'm sitting on the 300 shares I didn't add on the backside. But it's working on my side, and I am right now. I am up a little bit on the day. I'm up almost $120 on the day. But a massive drop the backside. So I really underestimated how far this could go, and that was my mistake. So I'm still holding. I want this thing to drop a little bit further. But what I'm looking at mainly here is the level 2. When I see a momentum shift, because I know this could bounce back to the 10 or 9 area, and I don't want to lose those $2 or $3 gains per share on 300 shares. That's a $600-$700 loss, right? Profit that I would miss out. So when I see momentum shift, I'll be taking this off. So I'm focused on the level 2. I'm focused on the time of sales. And when I see those momentum shift, what I would do is I'll exit for a bit of profit, a bit of money back. So guys, do not trade like this. Do not fight the front side. Do not short the parabolic when you don't know where it's going to end. So I took half there. I'm only holding 150 shares, and I am up almost $200 on the day. So as you guys can see, the first green candle that I see, I am out. Now I was down almost 200 and 2,200 and 2,003. I was down 2,300 bucks, $2,300 on it. Now I am up $228 on a day. What a comeback! But in terms of trade execution, this is terrible. All right, guys, I'm just gonna fast forward here. Now it bounced, as I said, it would bounce to that $9 area. Now I am shorting again. It's a rehit for me, this level. When stuff goes parabolic like that, they ping pong like a bouncing ball, right? So it went higher, now it's dropping. Now this second push is not going to be as high as the first one. And then the drop probably won't be as big as the first drop. So you got to be quick to go in and out. So I am in 200 shares at the moment. So mind you guys, if I did not fight the front side, if I waited for the back side, when it gave me that first red at $13 area, I could have hit that with 600 shares. And this thing came back to all the way to 7, right? That's about a $6 gains. Now, $6 gains on a 600 shares would have been an amazing profit for the day. But I screwed up because I decided to fight the front side to have a bigger starter share size and all those the mistakes that I should be avoiding at the moment. As you guys can see, it dropped a little bit. I don't expect the second drop to be as big as the first one, so I'm trying to lock in those gains. As you guys can see, I am up almost $300 on a day. I took off half here, and now I'm just waiting, staying patient to take the rest off. Now I'm letting this trade to kind of play out fully. I could have cut it. The reason why is because it's really important for you guys to see without me speeding it up or cutting it how this trades play out. Trade is executed. So right now I'm just sitting and staying patient to let the stock does what it does, and I'll only react to those when I see key levels are broken. Either it hits my risk level, which I'll exit, or it hits my profit target and I'll take it. The reason why I'm able to stay patient is because I was able to take half, right? I was able to lock in some gains. Once you lock in some gains, that's fine, you can stay patient. Now I'm only holding 26 shares. I took in a lot of halves into this. So I take half, half, half. Guys, if you haven't already, if you can like and subscribe to my channel, it would really help me. I would really appreciate it. It helps me put out better content. It would motivate me to put out a lot of educational materials for you guys, and it helps my channel grow. So I really appreciate it. Just hit the subscribe. So I'm in CLSK. That is a trade that is happening on a separate window. As you guys can see, I'm in 300 shares, and I'm trying to stay patient with it a little bit and let it work. But it looks like that 12.19, 12.80 is just dropping. Now I'm completely out of this trade for a decent profit. As you guys can see, I'm almost up, $500 for the day. And I'm holding CLSK, and I'm down like $3 on it, which is fine. That's like 1 cent. So I'm just waiting patient, trying to cover. I just want you guys to look at the level 2. All right, I'm going to speed up here. All right, I got back in again on that pop, and now I'm trying to take it here. So as you guys can see, I am up $560 on the day today. Now I'm interrupted a little bit, but I'm staying patient. I'm holding. Perhaps I should have taken that $560. There you go. I am $570, $600 right now. I am not taking the profits. I don't know why I'm not taking the profits. Alright guys, I am out for $620 gain for the day. Thanks guys, I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys, I appreciate it.